Hello and thanks for tuning in to another video. Heading to Martin Brassil's yard this morning to get updates on Gold Cup contender Fastorslow and some other exciting horses in the yard as well.
It's very easy to get up in the mornings when you have a horse like him. And a few other horses there as well, very nice horses that just happened to be here at the one time. Tell you the truth, I never imagined I'd even have a horse that would run the Gold Cup. It was always something everyone else had a horse for. So it's great. I'm sure I probably would have thought the same before the National as well. So it was lovely to be lucky enough to have a horse then that has kind of competed and got himself to a level where he's eligible to take part.
Did you always think he was that level? Like, he didn't seem to surprise you at all when you were interviewed after his first time he beat Galopin Les Champs? You weren't too shocked?
No, but sure, any horse goes to Cheltenham like and it just comes up on the wrong side of the lollipop. He has to be a fair horse, and he gave the National winner weight, I think, that day. And he went on, and sure, he's a really strong National winner that we've seen, you know. Possibly he'll be running in the Gold Cup too. He seemed to forget, well, no one forgets, but the Ultima was only his fourth run over fences. He's first in a handicap, and like he's really thrown in the deep end, and he just come up a bit short. So there was always going to be improvement on lots of sides from that, you know. So thankfully he showed that in Punchestown twice.
Yeah. Because of the win in France, Martin, you were a bit kind of snookered with him for a while. It was a long game you were going to have to kind of play with him, really. Yeah,
well, it's just the conditions of most of those races that we would have liked to run in. They couldn't have won a chase before May 21, and he won in 19. So there was no winners of one, not one race for a horse that won one chase on the programme. So we just had to pitch him in the deep end. And like 2 grade ones, his second and third run over fences. So.
Do you think that stood to him now?
Ah, it has, yeah. He's not afraid of much now, that horse. He likes to take on whatever he's doing.
He enjoyed the cameras this morning as well. He's
he loves it, yeah. He's starting to think he's special now. He better keep performing like he is too.
Get word on how he was named. I know you kind of went through before. It was a miscommunication, was it?
Little, yeah. He was in training with Arnaud Chalet in France, and he doesn't speak any English. And the man who acts as agent for him, Bertrand, I can't think of his second name, Bertrand something. David will know it there. And he rang Sean one night just to say that the horse was getting almost ready to run, and they were looking for a name for him. And Sean asked him fairly sharp, he said, "Is he fast or slow?" And Bertrand said, "Okay, thank you." and he hung up. So that was it. So it's a good story.
The speed he showed in the jodder, they went slow enough that day early on.
They did, yeah. No, he's not short his pace. I'll tell you, probably what people don't notice is how fast he jumps. Like, he's very slick over a fence. Like, whereas you could watch other horses around him, like, he'd make a bit of ground at every fence. And, you know, over 16 or 18 fences, all adds up. He's just entered in the 2 mile race in the case it came up really bad ground or heavy ground. But the preferred option would be the 3 mile race. Gold Cup, yeah.
He seems in good form this morning.
Yeah, very happy with him now. He's in a good place. He was ready to run at Christmas, so he's a very easy horse to watch because, like, he eats well and he loves his work and he thrives on what he does, you know. So hopefully we see a maintaining of that type of form that he's had anyway in the last couple of times.
And ground-wise, hopefully it won't be too testing at Leopardstown.
No, but look at he was beating a short head when the ground went deplorable in Cheltenham a couple of years ago, and the ground was soft enough there last year. Won on soft ground, the John Dirk, and so he's fairly versatile with ground, but we just felt that we didn't really need to run him on heavy ground when the Gold Cup was another option. So hopefully we'll get through Leopardstown and then we'll worry about the next day.
Would any part of you like to leave off another meeting with Gallup and Deschamps until the biggest day at Cheltenham?
No, sure, we might as well find out where we're going to be, how we're fixed going to Cheltenham. No, I don't think so. Yeah, sure, the thing about the Gold Cup is, I'm sure you've watched the pace to go in the Gold Cup, and like it's only one of those races that happens in, and that race is the one that happens in, and like so many things can happen from the back of the second last or the back of the last even, and you're just going into unknown territory really regarding the trip because of the pace the race has been run at, you know, from flag fall. So as I say, when there's John Durkins or any grade 1s or whatever graded races that can be won on the way to the Gold Cup, they should be won, should be tried to be won anyway.
Just a word about JJ Slevin. He hasn't put a foot wrong in Fastorslow.
No, sure, look at he's a very good jockey, very underrated, does a lot of background work into the form and how other horses will be ridden and how they'll race, and we work out the tactics between us and seems to carry them out fairly well anyway.
And he has experience now from winning on Banbridge and Kempton.
That's right.
He's a real big time jockey now.
He is, yeah. Yeah, he was always a big time jockey. He just needed a big time horse. Yeah. I think anyway. So it attracted him to us. I just felt he wasn't getting some of the nicer horses to ride, and it's great to be able to help him in that respect.
So JJ, here in Martin Brassil's yard, saw you on Fastorslow this morning. How's he going?
Yeah, he's good shape, sure, Emma. Looking, obviously, lovely horse to ride out there. Great. He's a lovely horse to sit up on, so he's in good shape and looking forward to him now.
On Martin, then, like he's training Fastorslow kind of masterfully. What's he kind of like to work with?
Look a great horseman, old school horseman. He's been around a long time and does everything very, very well. And just lucky to be riding out for him and learning plenty off him every day. You come in here, you'll be learning something. So great to train those good horses, and great to train any horse, but he can really get a good horse there when he wants him.
They get about half an hour in the walker before they go out in the morning, go over, do their exercise, come back, wash them down, give them a roll, wash them down, and they're on the walker for another half an hour again.
They're blessed to be able to get any horses out that long.
No, and in the afternoon then the ones that will be ruling in the next month get an hour in the walker as well. So they're not lacking in exercise anyway. But try and turn them out in paddocks there as well. That's why they're all so mucky, but it's...
that's all they need.
Yeah, it is, of course. It's good for their heads to get out. So this, and then we'd canter 6 each way. That's, yeah. It's probably about a mile each way then, yeah. So it's a nice, yeah, and it's a nice, easy morning if a horse was after doing a lot of work or that. And this is Panda Boy. He was second in the Paddy Power Christmas, and he was third in it the year before. Going to protect his hand, his mark now, because he's going to be entered for entry. So he came out of his race. Panda Boy came out of his race really well in Leopardstown, and looking forward to seeing how he gets on over hurdles. He's about 9 pounds less of a rating over hurdles, 134. So, and he won a Pertemps qualifier there a couple of years ago. So, hope the ground improves a bit from what it was the last day. Even though he handled it well, and I was surprised how well he handled it in the Paddy Power, because that was the really wet day. He's a lovely horse. He's only 8-year-old now as well.
He hasn't got much racing done for an 8-year-old Panda Boy.
No, he hasn't. I'd say he's only really coming to his peak now.
Yeah.
He was a big, leggy horse that you'd have to space your runs out with him.
Yeah.
He'd get quite light, but he's taken more work and graft now than he's ever done. So we'll be hoping that'll help to improve the performance on the track as well, you know. Good ground, I'd say. You're going to be seeing him at his best, really. As near as you get to good ground. This 4-year-old Ozzy Part here, so he runs in the grade 1 in Leopardstown, the 4-year-old. And he won in the flat in France. He won a mile and a quarter maiden, and he was second. And then he was second for me his first run, but he just lost the plot the second day. He ran very keenly, so we're hoping that he might get into the race by a horse called Doha Dream, who's I think a half brother to Martin. So Teapoe is in his pedigree.
Oh, right.
Horse of Gordon's that probably end up nearly be favoured for the Stayers Hurl. Appreciates the ground as soft as it is. He wouldn't be a real good ground horse. And this is the horse I showed you outside, built by Ballymore. So he's entered for a rated novice hurl in Punchestown next Monday. And we'll see if he gets, what kind of a rating he gets. He won on the 28th in Limerick, won 2 mile 5 maiden hurl.
Well, he's got the name to be a good one.
Hopefully he'll turn out to be. I'd say he's more of a staying handicap chaser, that type of horse, you know. It's nice to have something coming along that you can see that in, you know. I said that 4-year-old probably will appreciate a bit of a trip as well. But he's a good strong type, you know.
We saw Gold in the Mountain as well this morning. He was good at Christmas. Where will he go next?
He was, yeah. We'll probably keep him till the Punchestown Festival for winners bumper there. The winners have won. The owners like to have runners at that meeting because they're local to the track, and it's a nice horse to look forward to. You could run him before that, but you know he's a lovely big horse that we're just going to mind, and he'll be hurdling this time next year.
One to watch out for, so.
Yeah, he is. He's a really nice horse, I think.
And Desert Warhouse was out with him this morning. Where will he go next?
He runs in Nace on Sunday. There's a grade 3 chase there. He's a novice, so he has no penalty because he won 2 handicaps, and he'd be nicely in that race. But I'm hoping the ground mightn't be as soft as it is. He's more of a spring-summer ground horse. Good slow ground, good to yielding, or even yield to soft. But he needs to run 6 times over fences in order to qualify to make an entry for the national. So that's I just have that in the back of my mind. But the Irish national is his main target.
The English national next year.
Next year, yeah. We have 2 others for the Integral national this year.
And the boy as well.
Yeah, and Longhouse Poet. Yeah.
He goes to Thyestes tomorrow.
He runs tomorrow, yeah.
How do you think he'll go?
I thought it probably wasn't a standout Thyestes, but sure, look at, there's a couple of horses well in there, and he's loads of weight. So if he ran well and got a bit of prize money, we'd be happy.
You kind of think he's been an unlucky horse?
He's been an unlucky horse in the entry anyway. You know, he went too fast and did too much in his first outing there, and he didn't get. Only went to the 8th, I think, in Canal Turn. He unseated JJ. Got a bit tight going down to the Canal Turn, and he left the ground a bit early, and he didn't fall now, but JJ got him chipped. So it's a race I think that's made for him. But there's lots of horses like him that have the same profile, and you just need to have so much luck in that race.
Just looking ahead to Cheltenham as well, but do you think you'll have much of a team going over? You've been very obviously selective in recent years. Would you have many going over, do you think?
Not really. I might see how the 4-year-old gets on in Leopardstown, and maybe enter him for the Fred Winter, is it? The Poodles, yeah. And Fastorslow, and I've made an entry for a horse called James's Gate, who I thought might win a maiden hurl before that, so he's going to have a run there early, 1st or 2nd week in February, and make a decision then which way he's going. He came to me there, I suppose about four months ago. Yeah, he had a few little issues, and the vets felt he might be better suited to maybe less of a deep gallop. Yeah. So I use the grass with him here in the Curragh, which is great.